Hey guys, welcome back to SynAck Time. Evilginx has made a couple of updates since I last released my how to install Evilginx on a budget machine, and I want to cover some of the new versions and some of the requirements that you're going to need in order to run this latest software. My previous documentation also references downloading from a different GitHub other than the official one. This one will be using the official GitHub, and I'll show you how to install the requirements too. I'm going to go on the assumption that you've already set up your Evilginx. You have it up and running, but we want to update. The first thing that you'll want to do is to go into your Evilginx folder and go under fishlets. And if you have a bunch of fishlets in here, back them up somewhere. So in my case, I'm going to just back them up to the temporary directory. So I'm going to make a directory. I'm going to make it /temp/fishlets. And I'm going to copy cp star asterisk to the temp/fishlets, and that will copy all of my fishlets over to that temp folder. I can verify this by doing an ls/temp/fishlets. We can see that my fishlets have been backed up. Now let's go back a few directories and let's remove our Evilginx folder. So I'm going to do an rm space Evilginx. Then I'm going to put a space dash capital R and then F. That's recursive and force. Once I run that, I can do an ls and I see that my Evilginx folder has been removed. One thing we will have to do is to update our Golang version. If you type in go and then space version, you'll see that we're running 1.17. However, the new version of Evilginx 3 requires 1.19. So I'm going to show you a website that we can use to pull that specific version. Let's open up a new tab and go to go.dev/doc/install. You see the latest version is 1.22. However, I was having issues with that, so I'm going to stick to 1.19 for now, since I know that works. Let's go under Linux. This will show us how to remove any of the old version. This only really works if you installed it manually. If you installed it with apt, you'll have to remove it with apt and then download this version. This wants to remove all the files under the user local go and then extract the newest version of Golang, but we don't want the newest version, so I'm going to modify this command just a little bit. I'm only going to take this first part here and I'm going to leave the rest of it off for now. Let's type in sudo just to be on the safe side and paste this command. Alright, now that we've removed our old version of Go, we can verify this by typing go version. And as long as we're getting no such file or directory, we should be good. If we go back to our website here, let's go to try one of the other downloads. And let's scroll down until we find show versions for archives. And we'll keep scrolling down until we see 1.19. Here we go. We'll expand this. The one that we want to download is this go.1.19.linux/amd64targz. This is for Linux, not FreeBSD or Mac OS or Windows. So let's copy this address by right-clicking and clicking copy link. Let's go back to our terminal. Let's do a wget and then paste that address. This should download the targz file that we need. Now let's go back to the website and pull that command that we were going to run. So if we click back, we see that the part of the command that we want to run is this tar-c user local xzff. Let's copy this. Let's go back to our terminal. Let's type in sudo because we will need privileged access. Paste this command, and then let's add our new file name, which is go 1.19. I'm going to hit tab, and that will fill in the rest for me. I'm going to paste this. I'm going to hit enter here. And now that we've extracted this Golang, Let's test it out by typing go space version. And now we're at 1.19. Now all we have to do is to download our new version of EvilGenex. Let's go to the GitHub and let's copy this URL at the top here. Go back to our terminal, type in git space clone, and then space and paste the URL for EvilGenex 2, which is actually EvilGenex 3. Once we pasted that, let's go into the EvilGenex folder. And now we need to run make to build our binary. As long as you don't get a bunch of messages or errors, you should be good to go. It's not very verbose, but once it's done, you can type in ls, and you'll notice that we now have a build folder. It's now a good time to copy our fishlets from our temp folder to our main folder here. So I'm going to type in cp again for copy, space /temp /fishlets, then star, and I want to copy that to tilde, which is an easy way to get to your home folder, /EvilGenex 2 /fishlets. If you don't get an error message, it's probably a good sign. Let's go into our fishlets folder, type in ls, and we have all the fishlets that we had before. Let's go back a folder, go into our build folder now, type in ls here. We now see that we have an EvilGenex binary file. Let's execute this. Remember, we will need sudo to execute this. So let's type in sudo EvilGenex. And one of the parameters you have to specify is the location of the fishlets folder. So we're going to do -p. And then I'm going to put /fishlets, which in Linux makes it go back a folder and then into the fishlets folder. Let's try this. And if you ever get this, that means that we have not done our proper syntax. We're going to put a // in front of that. And now we're good to go. You'll most likely have to re-add your configurations into EvilGenex. However, there is a possibility that it will bring it over from your previous installation. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.